Hello, and welcome to Season 1, Race 8? I want to say this is Race 8 of my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. We are here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. And despite using my most worn engine components, we still managed to qualify P7, and we were actually keeping pace with Hamilton through the first two sectors, but fell off a little bit in the third. So we start 7th. Hamilton won the pole by almost half a second, so he clearly's got the car to beat, I think, for the race. Teammate qualifies second to last, or on the last row. No surprise there. Championship standings wise, Hamilton is firmly in control of the championship as of now. After a very eventful Austrian Grand Prix that saw a double DNF from Red Bull, Leclerc making a huge mistake in front of us, and then Norris nearly winning the race. The rivalry with Kimi, we're about 1 point away from getting that. So we've pretty much got it in all essence, just a formality.
All right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Weather looks good. Cloudy, then sunny. No threat of rain. Development-wise, we're going to get our first major upgrade on the aerodynamic side with the streamlined suspension arms. And that will come through, if everything goes well, between Belgium and the Netherlands. So, only 64 resource points as of now. Excuse me. Let's get ready to go here. The British Grand Prix. Let's see what we can do from P7.
We return once again then to the home of British motorsport and the birthplace of the Formula One World Championship. It's race day here at Silverstone and it's time for the British Grand Prix. The 3.6 mile long Silverstone circuit is one of the longest of the season, with 18 corners in the current layout. With average lap speeds reaching around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the quickest tracks of the year. Watch out for cars taking the right-handers of Abbey and Copse flat out. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn one?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Leclerc, Lando Norris, the owner driver, Ricciardo, Sainz, Gasly and Sebastian Vettel, Tsunoda, Stroll, Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi and Mick Schumacher, Mazepin, Russell, Joe and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
So, we gained 1 spot on the grid, thanks to Max Verstappen getting an engine penalty. Of course, he did have an engine failure. Famously, in the previous race, the Austrian Grand Prix. So, actually, that's the second race in a row he's had to take a grid penalty. So, yeah. It's interesting stuff there. Race strategy, pretty simple, one stop as it always is with here in Silverstone. Soft to medium, and it's gonna be a pretty boring race, I think, but we'll see how it all works out.
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well. Okay, here's who we're really fighting today, Norris and Ricciardo. Radar is clear, weather is looking good for now. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So yeah, I guess it's going to be interesting to see, can Bottas or Perez mount a challenge to Lewis Hamilton in this race? Or is it just going to be one of those races where Hamilton just drives off into the distance and
Radar
wins?
is clear, weather is looking good for now.
Meanwhile, can Max Verstappen do anything from P13? Try to get back to this championship, gain some points, do some form of damage limitation. Probably one of the best starting spots I've ever had for a British Grand Prix, if I'm going to be
The rest
honest.
of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
There's the grid forming up behind us. Getting ready for the 5 red lights. The British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Lights out and away we go. And traditional bad start. We're losing spots to Ricciardo. We lost a spot to Ricciardo. We were able to hold off Pierre Gasly as Sergio Perez got into second place. I thought we were going 3 wide for a second, but I guess whoever was behind us backed off. Dive it up the inside. Worked for Ricardo, did not work for Leclerc. Make that a mental note. Ricardo, you gotta know I'm there. On your inside. Now Norris is getting ready to pass Valtteri Bottas here. And Bottas is getting eaten up by the guys behind him. The guys who started behind him as we go to the outside of Leclerc, but we go way wide. I'm surprised Leclerc left that hole open, to be completely honest with you. So close to getting on the inside of Bottas. There we go. Almost. Oh, gosh. Alongside him, I just need more speed. Ooh. Oh, jeez, Bottas. What are you doing, mate? Did I make contact? I made contact with Bottas. Did I get any damage? Doesn't look like it. I'm gonna assume that I didn't make any contact. Goodbye, Bottas, for P4. For the moment, anyway. So after lap 1, it's Norris, or Hamilton, Perez, Norris, myself, Valtteri Bottas. Bottas just had a horrendous first lap.
Okay, clear.
Somebody behind us had a problem. I don't know if that's just traffic or what the deal was there. Trying to fend off Bottas here.
Some information on Latifi. They are out of the race.
Oh, Latifi's out of the race. What happened to him? Did he get an early engine failure? Oh man, Nicholas Latifi out on the second lap of the race. That's not good for him. Squeezed Bottas there, but fortunately there was no accident. Leclerc fortunately got on the brakes, avoided any contact with them. Actually, Leclerc caught by Bottas. I missed that. Where did that happen? Oh, I guess must have gone by going into Maggots and Beckett's. No, very good move from Leclerc. Yeah, very good move from Leclerc. Gotta give him props. DRS will become available this lap. So we will be definitely under attack here momentarily.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Bottas unable to get by Leclerc that time.
Green flag.
Somebody's had an issue behind us. See if we can take a look and see what happened here. Oh, another car's going slow. Oh, it's the Alpine. It's Fernando Alonso. Alonso has a flat. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I did not really see many tire failures from the AI in F1 2020. So it's nice to see that we actually are seeing some here in F1 2021. But yes, as you can tell, Alonso clearly has a flat and he'll be diving into the pits. Very early for pit stop, so I wonder if he's just going to chuck on a set of hard tires and then from there just try to stretch it all the way to the end of the race. Oh, here comes Leclerc with a big shot of momentum down the DRS straight. And I went just way wide in that corner. See what Alpine went with. Yep, it's just as I thought. They're going with hard tires. So no real surprise there. Still side by side with Leclerc. Oh, and he parks it right on the apex, and I run into the back of him. Hold him off that time. Bottas looked to make a move on Leclerc. I go wide. Here comes Leclerc. Certainly I could do a better job to that. Forget here. I gotta be more careful in this corner right there. It's just. You can't, at least on this game, you can't go through that corner full throttle. You have to either let off gas or put on a little bit of brake. Trying to defend from Leclerc. I think he's going to have us this time. Here comes Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo.
Come on, you can win that place back.
So Leclerc will move into P4 in his Ferrari. Meanwhile, Bottas is still behind me. So I went totally wide in the first turn. Now we have some DRS on Leclerc, so we're able to hang on to him for a little bit. Just gonna forget to brake for the corner again. That's not ideal.
You have P5, P5. Leclerc ahead, less than a second separate you. They're on old softs. Bottas is behind you. The gap is less than a second. They're on old softs. The gap to the leader is 7.8 seconds. Pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps, 22 laps to go.
There comes Bottas again. He's going to go to the outside, but we also have DRS. Keep him behind. Nearly run into the back of Leclerc. Window. It's lap 10 to 13. So I go for my first mid-session save. Bottas looking to make a move. The Maggots and Beckett's. Oh. Not a good job of defending there.
A new strategy is about...
Oh, Bottas, what are you doing? Oh, Bottas, what the hell are you doing, man?
Bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're alright.
Probably the best I've taken that against the whole game. For the whole race so far. Anyway, Bottas coming up on us.
On track, resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
Take back the place from Bottas.
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. No tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving.
Really good to this corner right here.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. Gap to teammate behind is 17.5 seconds.
That time actually went purple in Sector 3. A little bit of contact with Bottas that time. Another purple Sector 3. I'm just gonna pull something up here real quick. Oh. Yeah, so this far, the British Grand Prix for me was going a lot better than I would have ever anticipated, to be quite honest. Especially with an engine that's... Because the British GP is normally the race where I take grid penalties for all the engine components. End up starting at the back and everything like that. Alright. Toss my computer, my laptop, on my bed. Somewhat.
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
Okay. So I went to... So I tossed my laptop on my bed behind me, and I sort of worked. It was on the bed. I just wanted to reposition it, and as I was doing that, the headphone got detached, the controller on the floor, and I paused, and I just went straight to turn 1. Happens.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Oh really? There's been an incident on track. I'm actually starting to pull away from Bottas a little bit. At this point, I'm not even really trying to pass Leclerc. As long as I can sort of just keep in touch, keep within his DRS, allow him to pull me along a little bit. I'm cool with that. That's another corner that I really gain a lot on the car in front of me if I'm close.
We're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
Alright, I guess we're gonna pit this lap. For medium tires. And unfortunately, as I said earlier, the British Grand Prix is usually a pretty boring, one-stop, nothing really happening kind of race.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Affirmative. Medium tyres at the next stop.
Alright, we're coming in now. Did anyone in front of us come in? Hamilton comes in. Norris stays out, as does Perez. So a couple guys staying on track. We're gonna dive into the pits. Of course, Bottas will stay out since Hamilton's coming in. Very slow pit lane here at the Silverstone circuit. to wait for Leclerc to leave. It's like about half the field came in that time. What's came in? So, Gasly came in, Verstappen, one of the Williams cars came in. Looks like, yeah, so Hamilton, Norris, Leclerc, myself, Verstappen, and Gasly all came in that lap. Is Hamilton stuck behind any traffic? He's stuck behind a little bit of traffic. Not a lot of traffic. That is Ocon. Where is Fernando Alonso? Okay, he's still all the way back there. Yeah, he had that cut tire earlier, so he's going to try to probably go all the way to the end.
See these tires through to the end now.
On those hard tires. I think I did a note. I don't think I get a penalty for that, because in this game I don't think they get penalties for that, but I left the white line of the pit exit too early. That time it worked, so we're good. And oh, we're getting close to Leclerc. Both on cold tires. Could we make a move on him here? We're very close. Oh, that was weird. Car just suddenly jerked to the right. And I somehow went off and got back on in between the brake boards. I don't know if a sudden motion I made caused the car to go right, but that was weird. Oh, that happens to me a lot. I'll go make a pass and they'll just park it and I just run into the back of them. Unintentionally, but it's nevertheless annoying as I look to get the inside of Leclerc. He shoves me nearly into the grass. Problem now is Leclerc is going to get DRS off the cars in front of us. Unfortunately, one of them is my teammate Guan Yu Zhou.
Some information on Verstappen. They have an issue with their car.
Oh, you're kidding. Verstappen with an issue? Where have I seen that before? Oh yeah, that was in the last race. Now my teammate comes into the pits.
Guan Yu is in the pits. Guan Yu in the pits.
Bottas looks like he was a big loser. Which is what happens when you have a pack of cars closely, packed together like that when they pit. You're going to get cases like that where, somebody's going to get held up, and in this case it was Bottas. Hamilton is just cruising away with the championship at this rate. I mean, still a long ways to go in the season, but his closest rivals just keep getting into problems. Endless issues, seemingly. Interesting. Lando Norris still hasn't stopped yet. That's surprising. I think he's going to come out the loser in this sequence of pit stops, but at the same time, I think Hamilton is getting held up by some of the slower cars. Yeah, he's getting held up by the Haas of, who is this? Is this Schumacher? Yeah, Mick Schumacher's holding him up, so who knows, this might work out for Lando Norris. Excuse me for 1 second. I think I hear my dog barking. Alright, I'm back. Anyway, so my dog was barking. She wanted to, on weekends, our dog sleeps with my brother in his bed. And we have a special set of stairs. Because my brother's bed is higher up, so... High enough up that she can't jump on the bed.
The gap behind us is 2.1 seconds.
And it's gotten pretty much to be routine to the point where she, at the same point on a Saturday or Sunday night, or Friday night, our dog will go at my brother's room, and just sit there and wait for somebody to bring in the stairs for her, so that she can get up on the bed. She really likes to get into those routines. But anyway, Lando Norris comes out on track. He's behind Sergio Perez, so being held up by Haas to not hurt Hamilton that much. Actually, who's in first place at this point? I don't even know. Or, yeah, it is actually Hamilton. So, Hamilton leads. Hamilton, Perez, and Norris, then Leclerc, myself, then Ricardo in 6th, Vettel in 7th, Gasly 8th, Sainz 9th, Lance Stroll 10th, Verstappen still on the outside looking in. He's got Tsunoda behind him, Bottas is out of the points, Ocon pitting, Giovinazzi pitting, Schumacher pitting. My teammate is all the way back here, being held up by... He's basically running at the tail end of the field here. I don't know if Alonso will have to make a second stop, considering he pitted so early for that flat tire. Staying just within range of Leclerc to be in the DRS. I can take that corner much better than that. Whoa, that was bad. I'm gonna bring up the track map here so I can actually properly name the corners. Alright, so we went wide at Abbey. Fix that. Come to the farm. Going down the Wellington Strait. Into Brooklands. Luffield. Cops Corner coming up. Went a little too deep into the grass. Mac Inspected Chapel coming up. Down the Hangar Straight. Heading towards Stowe Corner. And then Vale right here. And then Club Corner. Those are the
We're
corner
starting
names.
to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
Those are the corner names at Silverstone. Really close to Leclerc this time. I'm gonna make a move into Cops Corner. No, too far away. Not close enough. And I just anticipated and went way too early there. And I was surprised. I figured once Leclerc got by me, he would have just been able to drive off into the distance with no problem, catch up to Norris and Sergio Perez, but that has not happened. Ooh. That move into Club, or into Vale Corner. Silverstone has so many corner names. Did not work.
We're leading our teammate by 40.0 seconds.
I got to that complex a little better. Driving through the grass.
Valtteri's giving it everything. He's just put in the fastest lap of the race.
Bottas really putting in the effort right now to make up for lost time.
The gap to the car in front is less than a second. Let's try and get past in the DRS zone.
Oh, I want to pass Leclerc. I don't want to hit him in the rear.
P5, you're in P5. Leclerc is ahead of you. Less than a second separate you. They're on old mediums. Ricardo is behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 2.6 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Our gap to first place is 13.2 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 9 laps to go.
Yeah, it's just interesting because I'm doing well, but Silverstone is not one of my favorite tracks to drive. In fact, it's probably one of my least favorite tracks to drive on the F1 games. Um, and yeah, it's just I'm doing well, very well, but at the same time, it's just like I can't get super excited about my drive. This is not a track I'm usually very good at. The saving grace of this race for me, honestly, is the fact that I've been able to stay within Leclerc's DRS. It's been keeping me from falling into the clutches of Ricardo and Vettel behind me. Be on to something here. Hamilton says the fastest lap, but
Hamilton has just put up the fastest
we
lap of the
finally
race so
make
far.
the move, and we get by Leclerc for P5 or P4. Finally was able to get that overtake done. The fight's far from over. Leclerc's gonna be all over us for the remaining 6 or 7 laps of this race.
We're catching the car ahead, but be aware
Looks
that
like
these
Leclerc got a
tyres
little
need
out
to
of
last
shape.
till the end of the race.
Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton is just setting fastest laps out front on tires that are almost 10 laps old. Leclerc coming with DRS.
Okay, gap ahead is 6.3 seconds.
Here comes Leclerc. Man, what this battling is really doing is Ricciardo is slowly creeping into the picture here. He is not that far behind us. 5 laps to go. Should probably do another save. Actually, check something real quick. So Alonso really doing a good job on those hard tires, really making them stretch. Just want to see where my teammate is at right now. So my teammate's in a bit of a no man's land, so, and Alonso is too. So to be fair, I have to give Alonso some credit. Well, meanwhile, Verstappen is like totally off the pace. So Hamilton's first, Norris second, Perez third. Those two are swapping spots back and forth. I'm fourth, Leclerc fifth, Ricciardo sixth, Vettel seventh. Bottas has worked his way back up to eighth. Sainz is ninth, and Gasly is 10th, followed by Lance Stroll in 11th. Then Tsunoda, Ocon, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Schumacher, Verstappen, who obviously has issues. Then Alonso, Nikita Mazepin, Guan Yu Zhou, George Russell, and then back to Hamilton. Of course, Nicholas Latifi is the only retirement in the race thus far, and that happened on the second lap of the race. As Leclerc looks to make a move again to the inside. Hold him off momentarily. Leclerc coming up with a big head of steam behind me. Get to the outside.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Ooh, we are side by side. But I'm going to get the better braking into Vale corner to hold on to the spot.
Gap to car in front is 6.8 seconds. Tyre condition is still looking good.
Ooh, almost made contact.
Hamilton has just put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
Barely avoided contact with Leclerc. Coming up on 3 laps to go. And Ricciardo is getting very close to getting in, or getting within the DRS range of Charles Leclerc. So maybe, who knows, he could enter this fight on the very last lap of the race, or sooner. Ricciardo is definitely here now. He should be getting involved in the fight as I make tire contact with
There's 3 laps
Leclerc.
of fuel remaining.
Gonna barely hold on to the spot. Ricciardo is in this fight now. He is within DRS range. He could be a player before this is all said and done. In this fight for 4th place. Very wary about using any of my ERS until the right moment. think I broke a little too early going into Cop's corner. The door a little too open too. Oh, here comes Ricardo. I think he's going to go side by side with Leclerc. Ricardo's going to take P5.
The gap to the car ahead is 9.4 seconds.
Oh, am I going to get split 3 wide? Oh, this is going to be tight. Leclerc falls back. Oh, we banged with Ricardo. Oh, and that... did not want that to happen. So let's pick it up from right here. Try not to bang into Ricardo too much, knowing we have the better edge in this last set of corners.
Brilliant. Nice move. This is your final lap of the race.
Alright, it's all
dropping a second a lap to the car behind.
heating
1
up
second.
for 4th place. Norris currently holds 2nd over Perez. And we're concerned with our own battle here, as Bottas has gotten by Vettel to get into 7th place. Ricciardo coming up with a huge head of steam. We're going to hold him off. Can't believe I'm saying this, but Bottas could be in this fight if he gets in within DRS range.
Remaining.
And that's not how you want to take the corner on the last lap. Right here. Okay. Oh, Ricardo, what are you doing? He somehow got to my outside, or my inside, I guess. We can split 3 wide again.
There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed.
Well, that was not good. Did not handle that well at all. Okay, so we're let him pass, but also knowing that we're going to get a much better run through this final set of corners. Let them by, but then take the spots back slyly. We're going to come around the final bend and claim P4 in the British Grand Prix.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
I do not know how we managed to hold on to that, but we did. And good driver of the day, too.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
So the podium, Lewis Hamilton wins, Lando Norris second. Second race in a row that Norris has come second to Hamilton. And Sergio Perez rounds out the podium, and it's a modicum of good news for Red Bull.
Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I'm going to give it to the owner-driver today. They pushed and found some fantastic performance. It was just a pleasure to watch.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
So that was the British Grand Prix. Constructor standings, Mercedes has a healthy lead over Red Bull, while Ferrari re-overtakes AlphaTauri for 5th. Meanwhile, Hamilton now leads by over 2 race wins, compared to Max Verstappen and new third-place man Lando Norris. So Norris doing very well in his McLaren. I'm thinking 5th. Only 11 points behind Valtteri Bottas, so something to keep an eye on there. And, yeah, it was a pretty good race for us, surprisingly.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Things looked close between you and your rival for a bit, but you came out on top, didn't you?
You're beating all expectations.
Would you say we all underestimated you? Do you think this team are performing as well as they could do?
Great. Well, that's everything.
Actually, that interview makes me interested to see something here. Well, we beat Kimi in the rivalry, obviously. Handily. Get our sponsor money. Base payout.
Our income is solid at the moment. We should start considering where we can look to invest the profit we're making back into the team.
Alright, so let's see what we can do here. Departments, who's... Okay, so powertrain and durability can use morale boosts. Second driver performance review. Boosting the focus a little bit. Sponsor advertisement for the drivers. $15,000 in cash. I'll take that. Durability equipment upgrade. Gains us some resource points there. And I guess we'll do driver promotional filming as well to fill out the time. Yeah, let's advance the time. See what happens.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
Okay. What R&D went through? I guess the chassis stuff is what went through. Yeah, so the monocone structure, which was a major upgrade for us actually, and the roll dampers have gone through, which is good. So now firmly ahead of Haas and Williams in the chassis side of things, which is good. So we have $2.56 million. Definitely think it's time to invest in another thing here. His focus is down. I don't know why his focus is down. Anyway, we'll go to facilities. So I think it's either between resource point generation or build time for one of these departments. Trying to think of where do I need to catch up the most outside of chassis, which we're already leveled up pretty significantly. So we're still behind in aero. Engine-wise, I guess I'll go with the engine department. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with build time. Take care of that. And that will come in for us by August 3rd. And then let's see. New driver perks. Might be something I want to look at for the next race, since I don't think I'm going to be doing any other facility upgrades until after Guan Yu Zhou's contract renewal. So, I'm basically going to be saving money until that happens, and then we'll go for there. But in the meantime, I could definitely purchase a driver perk after the next race, which will be Hungary. So thanks for watching, and next race will be the Hungarian Grand Prix.